I'd love to hear Kathy's point of view on this. And we're talking about economical changes homeowners can make to their property. They can start working on this over the winter if they're planning to sell in the spring. And these things include like updating cabinet hardware, or switching out light fixtures, or swapping out window treatments. Kathy, what would you say are like your top 5 budget-friendly things that sellers can work on over the winter to prepare their property for sale without breaking the bank?
Well, number one, we talked about is painting. You can easily swap out your hardware in your kitchen. Changing up a backsplash sometimes makes a big difference. Really, a super easy thing is just making sure all the light bulbs in your house are the same temperature.
Huge.
That's so easy and such a subtle difference. Sometimes a floor is really worn, and so replacing a floor. But I would say for any of those things, if you know you're going to sell it, it really makes sense to have somebody come in and give you their expert opinion, because it's really unfortunate if you take it upon yourself, for instance, to lay a floor. And then we come in a week later and say, oh, yikes, okay, you need to redo that floor. So a lot of times talk to your agent, talk to your stager first and get their advice. But really, like, the easiest things are even changing a kitchen faucet. A kitchen faucet and hardware is perfect.
And can sellers source these ideas at like places like Home Depot and Canadian Tire? Or are you recommending they go to higher end places to source hardware and faucets and things like that?
No, I would always go to Amazon, Home Depot. We are not interior designers. We are stagers, and we want to maximize the return on investment for every single dollar spent. So we will look for the nicest and cheapest option.
And boys, are there anything else that you would like to add in terms of quick economical changes sellers can make over the winter?
I was going to say that sometimes you don't realize this until you stop and really look at it, but all of those plastic covers around your light switches yellow over time. They're just white plastic, and they're like 79 cents, if that, each for a single one. So it's 2 slot screws. Don't take them off, but add up what you need. Go spend $20. If you're looking at them and you're like, yeah, fingerprints, maybe a bit of paint dabbed on it last time you painted that room, just go replace all those, and all your light switches and outlets will look nicer and cleaner too.
That's a great one. I would say backsplashes, not that expensive or difficult to get a new backsplash that might be a little more modern. So that's something that could be a consideration. A little more slightly expensive. Sometimes countertops and a backsplash can really change the look and feel of a kitchen without really committing to doing too much. In the bathroom, grout. If you've been living in a property
100%.
for a long time, that's such an easy way to basically freshen up a bathroom and somebody's experience when they walk into it. Perhaps the mirror that you have in your bathroom, that's another way you can add value to your property. Closet organizers, have you maximized the storage space in your closets? Those are all some really simple fixes that could add a lot of value that won't be a major disruption to your life while you're living in the property. And that over time, I think you could really have a great opportunity to add value to your property and the experience of a potential buyer when they walk in.
Those are great ideas. I'd like to add one more just to capitalize on this topic. And we've done this before. Kathy and I have cheated on this several times. If you have a bit more of a dated kitchen or something's a little bit more dilapidated, and it doesn't make sense generally, listeners out there, for you to renovate your entire kitchen before selling, depending on your price point and many other factors that should be considered. But one little cheat outside of some of the obvious that we've discussed, the backsplash, the countertops, and the hardware, is simply to paint your current cabinetry and then perhaps paint the lowers darker, like a dark navy or a rich gray, and then the uppers at a nice fresh white or reversed, and then putting on that nice hardware. And it just gives the illusion in both the photography and in person that the house has a little bit more of like a hipster vibe to it, and doesn't look so shacky in the kitchen. And we've cheated several kitchens that way. And it's not to pull the wool over the eyes of the buyer, it's just to present the property at its highest and best in photography and video. And generally speaking, the buyers will come in and know that they need to work on the kitchen down the road, but it's just a nice way to present it without it looking like a university dorm room.
Sometimes you think that kitchen is dead and that buyer might actually use it for 3 or 4 years that way, right? It kind of gives it a new life. And also painting at those contemporary colors and showing somebody what the new kitchen could look like is great for people who don't have that gift of being able to visualize, right? When they just see brown oak, they're like, this is awful. It's like, well, picture white and blue,
Yes.
and they can't. So show them what it could be.
Yeah, I love that.